Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and welcome to the return of the Acid Spray Only Challenge. This is a challenge I have undertaken in previous seasons, but with Season 6 I did want to try it out and see if it was still achievable. Basically the challenge is I can only use the charge move Acid Spray, and I have to attempt to win games in the Open Great League. And as you're going to see, it actually turned out quite a bit better than how I performed in the previous challenge. So without further ado, let's take a look at these Acid Spray only victories. Hopping into the first game, we are leading Scrafty into an Umbreon. This is a really good lead. My team is Scrafty, Tentacruel, and Shadow Victory Bell. The goal is Scrafty loses very hard to Azumarill, so I have two Azumarill counters in the back, and as well, if I'm in a bad lead, I safe swap into Tentacruel in an attempt to draw out their Galarian Stunfisk, so then Scrafty can kill it. They safe swap into a Hypno here. This is really bad news for my backline, so I actually have to stay in with Scrafty and attempt to win. I'm able to land back-to-back Acid Sprays. Alright, we are in a bit of a tough situation here. I'm going to let this Thunder Punch go, and we're going to see if we can get to this last Acid Spray, and this should be able to take out the Hypno. Okay, perfect. We were able to take out the Hypno, and now Umbreon comes out. At this point, I'm going to come in with Tentacruel. I am going to lose this matchup here with Tentacruel versus Umbreon, but my goal is to debuff it enough so that Victory Bell is going to be able to clean up in back. We're going for our first Acid Spray, and this is going to be doing negligible damage, but is going to make Victory Bell's life a lot easier in the back. I'm saving both shields for Victory Bell. I'm basically relying on it to carry the win here. Alright, and as you can see, those poison jabs are beginning to add up thanks to those Acid Sprays, and another charge move comes through. I am going to let this go and let Victory Bell take it from here. Victory Bell comes in, those Razor Leaves are doing a ton, we're able to farm down, and it's an Azumarill in back, and my opponent concedes the match. So we get, and this is actually our first game, so first game, first W for the Acid Spray Only Challenge. Hop into the next game, we get a Surfetch lead. This is really, really bad for us. We are going to safe swap into our Tentacruel, and we draw out a Shadow Grottle. This is very, very interesting because Grottle is taking super effective damage from our fast move and charge move. So now we're in a really interesting spot, and I'm actually able to completely farm down the Grottle and throw an Acid Spray onto the Surfetched. So I'm in a really, really good spot here. I now have Surfetched up against Vic. Vic absolutely deletes Surfetched, and they resign. Second win with the Acid Spray Only Challenge, and the last time that I did this, I was only able to get 5 wins. I actually ended up getting quite a few more than that. Horrible lead. Altaria lead. All of my Pokemon have losing matchups to Altaria. How am I going to be able to pull this one off? Okay, we're going straight for the Acid Spray. My goal here is I basically need to sack Scrafty, land an Acid Spray, and then basically sack the... I basically need to sack the Tentacruel then, and hope that Vic can 2v1 in the back. We're able to get to another Acid Spray. Unfortunately, we do lose CMP. This is going to be a heavy damage Sky Attack. Fortunately, Tentacruel is very bulky. We're going to go for another Acid Spray. And we land that Acid Spray, and now it's a race. And we are able to Poison Jab down, which is huge. Whiscash comes out. Okay, so we have a chance here. We are going to land an Acid Spray on the Whiscash, and we're going to quick swap into our Victory Bell, doing massive damage. They bring out a Registeel. And Victory Bell, with a slight energy lead, can win this in the Toot Shield so long as I Acid Spray. So we are going to shield up the Flash Cannon, and we're able to get to the Acid Spray before their second Flash Cannon. This is huge, because now, just off of pure Razor Leaf damage, we are going to be able to defeat this Registeel. We are going to shield up the second Flash Cannon, and from here we should be able to farm down. Perfect. We're able to farm down. Whiscash is coming back, and they throw a charge move. Please don't be the Blizzard. Please don't be the Blizzard. It's a Mud Bomb. We survive, and we take the win. So even though they had a Steel that was hiding in back and an Altaria lead, which is horrible for my team, I was able to take the win. Let's go. Hopping into the next game, Scrafty into Abomasnow. This is a fantastic lead for us. We're dealing super effective damage, and they swap in a Stunfisk, and this is the Unova Stunfisk. So our Victory Bell is going to have some nice play here. Unfortunately, we are going to have to shield so we can maintain switch advantage. So we are going to be shielding this up. and we're able to farm down the Stunfisk. Now my goal is to try and get to an Acid Spray here. Not quite able to, but I am going to come right back in with Scrafty, and we are going to tank what's more than likely an Energy Ball. Oh, turns out it's just a Weather Ball. I stand corrected there. So that is just the Weather Ball. And we're going to go for the Acid Spray, and they're going to swap out into Azumarill, and we have them hard countered. Oh my goodness, this is perfect. And Tentacruel has a commanding matchup against Azumarill, as all charge moves it throws are resisted, and we're doing super effective damage with our charge move and our fast move. So we are in a phenomenal spot here. We don't have to shield this either, because we can safely tank an Ice Beam, and we should be able to... Oh, it looks like that we actually do decide to throw here. We probably would have been able to farm down, but we opt for the safe route and Acid Spray there. Alright, and now Abomasnow comes out and they throw, which is huge. I'm going to no-shield this, and I'm going to switch out into Scrafty and counter down and take the win. So another win there. That's win number 4 with the Acid Spray only challenge. Hopping into the next match here, leading Scrafty into Obstagoon. So we are doing double super effective damage while they're only doing single super effective damage. They bring in a Skarmory. Oh no, my back line gets absolutely obliterated by Skarmory. This is going to be tough, but I had an Acid Spray. Okay, so we're in an okay spot here. I am going to need to shield this up because I'm going to need quite a bit of counter damage on this Skarmory to have a chance in this game. I go for another Acid Spray, and now this Skarmory is going to be 4 times debuffed, so my counter is going to be doing a ton of damage. Okay, and now we're going to bring in Tentacruel, and the nice thing about Tentacruel, as I mentioned, it's very, very chunky, so it can survive a Sky Attack just fine, and oh, so close. We overfarmed a bit too much and lose CMP, but we survive. Again, Tentacruel, you absolute monster, going for the Acid Spray, and that's going to take out the Skarmory. Obstagoon comes out, and we bring in the Victory Bell. We are going to want to shield this up. Night Slash coming through. Let's see if we can farm down. Oh, we just can't. Our only win condition is a Mud Boy in the back. That's our only win con at this point. Oh, let's go. Swampert in the back. We're able to farm down and take the win. That was the only win con we had, but he was hiding the Swampert back there. Good game to my opponent. Oh my goodness. Hopping into the next match here, we get a Haunter lead, and they swap into a Cherim. So we are going to counter swap into our Tentacruel. And Tentacruel, we are going to be doing super effective damage. We just have to watch out for the Solar Beam. They let that go, so this is almost assuredly going to be a Solar Beam. I'm going to shield that up. I did not want to be hit by the Solar Beam, and we're able to farm down. Okay, so we're in a decent spot here. Haunter comes back out, and we're going to go for the Acid Spray. Haunter's already very glassy, so this is going to help make a difficult job a little bit more easier. Farming up so much energy on the Haunter. We are going to let this go. It's a Shadow Punch that takes us out. Okay. We're in a bit of a tough spot here. We're going to come in with the Victory Bell in an attempt to just farm down, just because it is Acid Sprayed. And they have an Azumarill in the back. And I swap into Scrafty to try and catch the charge move. They hold on to their energy, so a really nice play by them. Moment of truth, they have Hydro Pump. They don't have Play Rough. This is absolutely massive. And we're going to Acid Spray them and see if we can counter down. And we're able to counter down, and we're able to get to an Acid Spray onto the Haunter. Acid Spray comes through, they shield it up. Now we should just need one Razor Leaf. Oh no, charge move coming through. Please just be the punch. It's just the punch. We survive it barely, and the Razor Leaf registers, and we're able to take the game. That's right, we are on win number 6. Last time we only got 5 wins, so we are in uncharted Acid Spray territory at this moment. Here we get a great lead with Galarian Stunfisk. Okay. They swap into Azumarill. As you can see, I hold on to my energy, and I swap into the Tentacruel. Tentacruel has a good enough matchup against Azumarill that I don't need to soften it up with an Acid Spray, and I'll be able to Acid Spray from the Tentacruel and keep the energy on Scrafty for when Stunfisk or something else comes back in. So we land the Acid Spray, and now we're going to be able to tank this charge move and farm down. So this is going to be very, very easy for us. Yep, and we're able to farm down. So we're in a really, really good spot here. I'm expecting that Stunfisk to come back out, and then we're going to be able to Acid Spray it. Okay, this is perfect. And they actually throw even better. So they're wasting their energy, and I'm going to be able to come back in with the Scrafty. Skarmory comes out, and we have 2 Acid Sprays. This is the only time we can beat a Skarmory. I was running the Sims on PV Poke. If you double debuff a Skarmory, you should be able to counter it down and win the matchup as Scrafty. So we land both, and look at the counter damage. My goodness. Like, normally a Skarmory would be GG's, but just look at the damage. We're able to counter down a Skarmory with Scrafty. And guess who comes back but Stunfisk for another Acid Spray? Oh, it's time. And they throw a charge move here. We're going to shield up the Rock Slide and throw another Acid Spray. At this point, it's just BM, but I'm having fun. Acid Spray comes through, one more counter, and we take the game. They didn't even see the victory bell in that game. That was all Scrafty and Tentacruel taking the day with Acid Sprays. Hey, that rhymed. Okay, Skarmory lead. This is terrible for us. We need the double Acid Spray debuff to really have a chance in this matchup, so this is going to be tough. I'm going to get the first Acid Spray off. No way they're going to shield this. Exactly. They can count. They realize it's an Acid Spray, but as you can see, those counters already have it deep into the yellow, so we're in a pretty good spot here. We are going to commit the second shield. We're going to go for the second Acid Spray. Regardless of whether this is shielded or not, which it more than likely will not be, we can just counter down, and the biggest threat to Victory Bell should hopefully be gone. Azumarill comes out, is able to farm down, but the nice thing is we now have our Tentacruel switch locked into this Azumarill. So even though Azumarill has 2 shields, we are in a really good spot. Yeah, Play Rough does absolutely nothing. A bit of lag, unfortunately. We're able to get the Acid Spray, and this Acid Spray is going to be hitting for super effective unless they decide to shield, which they do not because they realize it does almost no damage. They bring out Machamp. Okay, we bring in our Vic. They're going to throw the Rock Slide. This is going to be enough to take us out. Oh, it's actually a close combat. Wow. That's some spice. But we have this commanding matchup right back where we needed to be. We saved the energy on Tentacruel, so we're able to Acid Spray the Azu. And this charge move isn't going to be doing enough to take us out. It's just the Ice Beam, which is resisted. And we should be able to Poison Jab down and take the win. So a rather improbable win against a Skarmory lead. But by committing 2 shields and Acid Spraying, we were able to win the day. Alright, hopping into the next match. We are now up to 8 wins. We have a Swampert up front. Okay. This is tough because Swampert... it gets absolutely obliterated by Vic, but I don't really want to switch in my Vic. So I'm going to be building up energy, and I catch a Hydro Cannon onto my Tentacruel. And I stored the energy on Scrafty, and we bait out the Stunfisk. This is huge, because we're going to be able to land at a minimum 1 Acid Spray from the Tentacruel, and on top of that, we have at least an Acid Spray and a half loaded on Scrafty. So we should be in a pretty good spot here. Rock Slide. Oh, why would you rocks? Come on, man. I'm a poison type. Earthquake me. Just because I'm up from the ground doesn't mean I'm a flying type. Alright, they do back-to-back Rock Slides. And we're going to come in with Scrafty and hit them with, you guessed it, a mean Acid Spray. Acid Spray comes through, and watch these counters now. Absolutely chunking health. We are going to let this go. Yeah, that was just going to be the Rock Slide. And Azu comes in. We're in a good spot here. We're going to Acid Spray the Azu, switch out into Victory Bell. We're going to try and, unfortunately, cannot quite farm it down. We will need to expend a shield, but we should be in a pretty good spot here. Because now we have a decent amount of energy. They have 2 shields, but it's not really going to matter. Stunfisk gets off a charge move. We're going to shield this up. We're holding our energy so we can Acid Spray that Swampert in the back, and they resign. So we are able to take the game. And that's how we finished. We ended up getting 9 wins out of our 5 sets using Acid Spray only, which absolutely shatters my previous record. I was so happy with how this turned out. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have suggestions for what challenge I should do next, leave them down in the comments below. And if you're enjoying the content and haven't yet subscribed, definitely consider subscribing. It's free and helps out the channel so much. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.